Today I'm going to make some oven roasted baby potatoes. So the first step is to boil them, and I know that makes no sense, but it gets the starch out and so that you get this crunchy potato instead of a mushy potato when you roast it. So I've got a pot of water with my colander in it, and I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of salt so that we get some flavor on the potato. I've got it on high heat right now. That's just to warm the water up. And then we're going to add 3 pounds of baby potatoes that I've cut in half. And then I'm going to reduce the heat to medium and let them cook for about 7 to 9 minutes, just until they're a little soft, but not mushy, because we're not mashing potatoes, we're going to roast them. And there we are. We're going to reduce this to medium, cook them for about 7 to 9 minutes, and then we'll be back. So it took about 12 minutes for our potatoes to get to that point where they're just cooked. I don't want them mushy. We're not going to stick a fork in them to see if they're done. You just want them to feel slightly less than the hardness they are when they're raw. Okay, so we're going to drain them out of my colander. I'm going to put them back in the bowl that they were in. And then I'm going to mix the seasoning for them. Out of the way. So I have 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I have a half of a teaspoon of salt, half of a teaspoon of white pepper, 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, and I have a teaspoon of parsley, dried parsley. I'm just going to whisk that together. And then I'm going to pour it over those warm potatoes. Just like that. And then using my hands, I know they're warm, I'm just going to toss this seasoning on so we get all the potatoes with a little bit of everything on it. And I wear gloves at this point because they are very warm. Okay. Then I'm going to take my cookie sheet. I'm going to pour my potatoes out onto it. And then what you want to do is turn them all so the cut side is down. So we're just going to line them all up, cut side down. And then we've preheated our oven to 425 degrees. And we're going to slide this in our oven for the next 20-25 minutes, just until we get that crunchiness on the cut side. So we're going to check them. And if you want to use other seasonings, rosemary and thyme work really well with the baby potatoes. You can use all kinds of things, just whatever you like on your potatoes. The important part is to boil them, soft boil them first, and then to stick them cut side down so they get crunchy. It looks like I'm going to need another cookie sheet. I got just a little bit too much. Yep, so we'll have a second sheet that we'll put in after we cook these. These are going to take about 20-25 minutes. We're going to pop them in the oven. So our potatoes actually took about 40 minutes to cook, so double what I originally estimated. But you see that nice golden color on this potato? That's the perfect color. and they're ready to eat.